Hi friends, welcome or welcome back. My name's Angel, and we are full swing into the holiday season, which had me headed to Pottery Barn and Magnolia Homes to get some inspiration on dressing our table for all of those wonderful gatherings we'll be having. Setting the table does not have to be expensive or overwhelming, so today I'll be sharing some of my favorite thrifting tips and budget-friendly DIYs. Let's get started. Pottery Barn always offers us some beautiful tablescapes with layered items and plenty of detail to make them extra special. So let's start with some things we already have to get that extra special touch with Pottery Barn style. So in Pottery Barn fashion, I chose a striped table runner and 4 evergreen placemats. Even though my table's round, I still chose to be a little unconventional and use a long table runner. For my centerpiece, I wanted to use this Pampered Chef rattan tray I had thrifted at Goodwill earlier this summer. I also wanted to use my 2 thrifted Wolford blown glass candles. So I placed all of those items together on a tray with some evergreen sprays and just a couple of strands of bells. Grouping items together makes them more cohesive, but will also allow me to remove these items from the center of the table if needed. 4 plate chargers were thrifted on a trip from Illinois, and unbeknownst to me, completely match the center tray that we're using that was thrifted as well. I use my everyday dishes because I always like using what I already have. And to finish those off, I used 4 Christmas plates that were my mother's. 2 have Christmas trees and 2 have deer on them. They don't have to all match, but just be similar in color and nature. Another item I've really loved is Magnolia Homes Vivian glass goblets, and I realized that they are very similar in nature to these that I thrifted this summer for $1 a piece. Adding those to the table just gave it a very finished and refined, elegant look. The details that Pottery Barn really hits on the head are simple things like place card holders and napkin rings. But these types of items can get very expensive and it adds up quickly. I was able to thrift these place card holders at Goodwill several weeks ago, and I'm using them on my holiday tablescape. But don't let this deter you. If you don't find something or you don't have something, we can do it on a budget. The picture frame ornaments that we made last week can also be used as a place card holder with the recipient's name or their picture, and it also acts as a nice takeaway gift for them. So let's turn it around here. I want to show you by removing and switching out a couple items how you can get a completely different look with the same table. I've taken away the Christmas plates and I've placed in everyday salad plates and everyday glassware, removing the place card holders. We talked about how expensive napkin rings can be, but they are easily DIY'd, such as these Pottery Barn inspired stag napkin ring holders that we made a couple weeks ago. By switching up those 2 things, we get a completely different look on the table. An even easier DIY for a napkin ring is using leftover ornaments or bells and scrap pieces of ribbon. Combining these 2 together and simply tying them around your napkin gives you a very elevated and finished look. Or, bows are trending, simply tie ribbon around your napkin. And probably the easiest way to elevate a table is with festive napkin folding. This first napkin fold is a basic Christmas tree. You fold your napkin in half, then you fold it in half again, making it into a quarter. You want to keep the bottom of the fold where they're all joined together. Then you take the very tips of the napkin and you fold each one down towards you, lining them up with the point at the bottom of the napkin. And you just try to keep these as symmetrical as possible because these are going to act as the branches of your tree. Once you have all of those tips in a straight line together and folded down, you simply fold the edges in to form the point or the top of your Christmas tree napkin. Now, once you have this done, you can leave it as is. Everything is all in a perfect line and it acts as little pointed branches. Or you can take it one step further and take the bottom tips and tuck those underneath themselves. What this does is create a more finished fold, giving you branches, if you will, that are straight across. This is a super easy way to elevate your table. It is festive and it screams holiday, but on a budget. Napkins are so easy to thrift or make, and by doing these simple folds, you can elevate your table to something very special. I've shown 2 examples here so that you can see what the tree looks like with a printed pattern as well. This second fold is a loose knot. You start by folding your napkin into a half triangle, and then you simply do as it suggests, tie it into a loose knot. Try to position that knot so that it's in the center of the napkin and it gives you equal tails on both sides of the knot. You can fluff those out gently. Just make sure that the knot isn't too tight that your guest doesn't struggle to open it. And it gives you a sweet, festive napkin. This third napkin fold is a true traditional bow napkin. You start by folding the napkin into a half triangle and try to really make sure that your 2 points line up as precisely as possible. You're then going to take the top point, center of the napkin, and fold down about 1/3 of it toward the bottom fold. Then fold up the bottom in 2 equal third portions so that the napkin ends completely seamless at the top. Then fold those 2 ends towards you so that you have almost a scarf or necktie effect. Then use any kind of a napkin ring. I'm going to use these gold colored ones that I've had for quite some time. You slip it on 1/2 of the napkin, putting the tail and the top loop through. Your napkin ring is going to act as the anchoring portion for your bow. And it's that simple. This is probably one of my favorite folds. It is so fancy and elegant looking, but very easy. And just like that, using what you have, you've upped your game with dressing your table. And don't forget your chair backs. It's so easy to add a wreath with some ribbon or even simply tie ribbon around your chair. It's these small details that we don't have every day that bring that extra festive, special touch to our home. I hope you found some inspiration and insight here today with ways to get that Pottery Barn and designer high-end look, but on a budget, or even for free, simply using what we have or repurposing what we've thrifted. Remember, I appreciate you being here, and stay on the journey as we continue making our way home. Until next time, bye-bye.